Okay, we're ready for some action in there, and I'll tell you that Best of Memphis means an awful lot because, as we'll be talking about as time goes along, Dave, no place in America has ever produced a great name that Memphis, Tennessee has. Here comes one of them that'll be scrapping for it, Brian Christopher.
You're exactly right, and Brian says he's one of the names you're going to be hearing well into the future. I have to think he's right about that. This young man is, he came in with an attitude, but he has really developed into an outstanding wrestler. Brian Christopher against Big Skull von Krush, the German, who still has an attitude. Boy, let me tell you, he has caused all kind of problems in recent weeks around the USWA. Brian Christopher, the USWA Heavyweight Championship belt around his waist. This is a non-title match, but it should be a good one against a couple of the top guys. Here's Corey Macklin right now with the official introduction.
All right, this bout is scheduled for one fall and 10 minutes in time. First introducing, wrestling from Berlin, Germany at 275 pounds, here is Skull von Krush. His opponent, the USWA Heavyweight Champion from Memphis, Tennessee at a combined weight of 222 pounds, here is Brian Christopher. One fall, 10 minutes in time, and Kevin Christian is referee. Back to you, Lance and Dave.
Okay, just about ready for bell time as Brian Christopher is stripping the jacket off and Skull von Krush taking advantage of the opportunity to get up from behind. Maybe he figured that's the only opportunity he's going to have, Dave.
Well, that's the type wrestler he is. He tries to ambush his opponent just as soon as he possibly can, gain the upper hand quickly, and that's obviously exactly what's going on right here.
Brian Christopher whips across the ring. Von Krush nails him with that forearm as he was catapulted back out to the middle. The referee checks with him. He's all right. Down on the mat. Big elbow. He got him down.
Skull von Krush, probably the more powerful of the two wrestlers if it were all raw power, but as you know, it isn't.
Aha, there's very good example. Big slam. Down he goes, and that foot right in the chin. And Von Krush takes to the safety of outside the ring. Brian Christopher, who couldn't get it underway right away because Von Krush got him from behind as he was taking his jacket off. But he better be ready talking about Von Krush because Christopher certainly looks like he is, Davey.
And if Skull von Krush's dentist is watching, you might be prepared for a call because I think he caught a boot right in the teeth.
And if that boot didn't do it, that right hand did, and Christopher throws him back in the ring, tracks him across to the corner and zips him with a right hand. And a reversal. Look at him. He gets the press. 1, 2, and that's all he could get.
I thought he had him right there. It looked like he was going to be able to hold him for a 3 count, but it just shows you that upper body strength of Skull von Krush. You know, a mistake by Brian right there. Coming off the ropes, von Krush rolled out of the way, and that can be costly in a wrestling match.
Big guy like that, you don't want to be making mistakes, and Christopher turned it around. He had it going his way after a slow start. Banging in with a forearm, Von Krush whips him across the ring, powers him into the turnbuckle, and here he comes. Oh, speaking of mistakes, baby. On the floor, Skull von Krush, Brian Christopher up the ladder. Comes sailing off. Drops down with both legs. Here's a cover, Dave. Count of 1, count of 2. And Doug Gilbert hits the ring.
He's up on the apron. If he gets through the ropes, that's a disqualification on Skull von Krush. He hasn't actually gotten in the ring yet. The match continues. Look out behind Brian. Hey, don't forget, we got lots of things coming up here today. Hall of Fame induction. Big special one coming up. More Memphis memories coming around, too.
On a beautiful day of Memphis memories is Brian Christopher fighting his way out of a very tough situation with that right hand in. Skull goes down, and now, speaking of whips, into the ropes and nailed by Christopher again.
I don't like the idea of Doug Gilbert being out here at all. I wish he had been sent back to the dressing room, but he's still here. He's on the apron again.
Referee back over to try to get Doug back away. Oh, into the ring. Christopher grabs the chain, uses it, and pounds Von Krush down. 1, 2, 3, all it over.
Well, if there's one thing Brian Christopher knows what to do, it's how to use a chain when it's suddenly introduced into a wrestling match. He did it there very effectively. Not the outcome that Doug Gilbert and Skull Von Krush had in mind, though.
Well, it's all those things that we've talked about a few wrestlers from time to time. You not only have the strength and all of that goes with it, you got to be able to use that noggin, too,
That's
Dave.
exactly right. And I think Doug Gilbert thought he had him outsmarted at that particular moment. He was going to toss the chain into Skull, but I don't know, it was almost like he threw a curveball or something. Brian reached up, grabbed the chain, and put it to what Brian considered to be the proper use.
We are going to take time out right now as we're going to be back with more action.